Entrepreneur and business strategist Rubal Chandy.
The international entrepreneur and best-selling author Rubal Chandy.
Great to be with you, Melissa, and good morning, Houston. Hi. How are you doing today? Just want to share something fascinating today. I want to share about the couple of things you could do to get more performance from your team, more performance from your team in the long term and in the short term. So this is a really vital information. And I'll talk about what is the mistake of management intuition in a second as well. This will give you an idea about what are we talking about. What is management intuition and what is a mistake of management intuition? But before that, you need to understand the mindset behind this. What is the mindset behind this? The mindset behind this is we humans are naturally greedy for ourselves. Especially capitalism, as it is built, it's on greed, right? The idea is my greed will justify and optimize my efficiency. It's because of my greed that I'm working hard, and it's because of my greed that I want to make more money. And because I want to make more money, I'm going to do the right thing. That's the general idea of capitalism. So, because we have this challenge called greed, what happens is it stops us from thinking for other people, because there are different type of greeds. Let's call it short-term greed, and let's call another one long-term greed. What is short-term greed? Short-term greed is I just want to be greedy right now, right? So the metaphor goes something like this. There was a golden goose. The farmer got a golden goose or gold goose or diamond goose. Imagine it was a diamond that the the goose was laying every day. Goose will have a hard time every time it delivers a diamond. Goose will have really hemorrhage issues and stuff like that. Anyway, so the bottom line is there was a goose, there was a golden egg, and there was a farmer. And then his instant greed was, hey, I could just have all the gold for myself. Imagine, it feels like there is so much gold inside the goose. Let's crack it open, kill the thing, and today I could eat the goose and have so much of gold today. This is the short-term greed. This is a mistake. It's a mistake to have short-term greed, because whenever we are short-term greed, we are losing the game. This is what is happening in the US right now. I live in US, and there are people listening in 5 different places right now. It's on my YouTube channel, my Facebook fan page, and everywhere else. And some of my American friends will agree with me that America has become a short-term greed country. Politicians are looking for short-term greed. They just want to get their thing, their re-election. That's all they care about, for the most part. Short-term greed. The banks want to get their maximum money right now. So it's maximization of capitalism, short-term greed. If you look at the biggest problems in the world, it's because of short-term greed. And I'm not against greed. It's a beautiful thing to have. I'll explain my long-term greed in a different way in a second. So what is long-term greed? Long-term greed is the greed that is sustainable. What does that mean? It means that you are interested in being greedy for you and the employee at the same time. You and your customer at the same time. So I'm a very greedy person. I'm greedy for me and my team. I'm greedy for me and my customers. So when your greed becomes a long-term greed, what happens is you increase your probability for succeeding in business. So you shouldn't be selfless. I don't want you to be selfless. Be selfish, but be long-term selfish. Be long-term greedy, so that you can, for example, the farmer who's long-term greedy, what does he do? What he does is he would get feed the golden egg. Oh my gosh, how could I optimize the egg? Tomorrow I want 2 more ounces of gold. Okay. two more, 4 more grams of gold, let's say. So what do? I feed the the golden goose. So I feed the best material. Now that he gave me some gold, what I would do is I will go back. I'll go back and I'll go back and buy the best organic food that could be available, and feed the golden egg or golden goose, right? And the next day we will keep it in a best cage, try to figure out a way to duplicate this golden goose, which means we'll bring in a wife, a golden goose Mrs. So we'll have a Mrs. Golden Goose and Mr. Golden Goose, and then we will have golden goose children who could grow up and potentially give us gold. Do you understand the thinking? So this is long-term greed. Like, you're figuring out a way to scale your business at this time. So the thing that makes golden egg, instead of just cutting it open and like having the gold and then running with it, we are figuring out a way to sustainably scale the golden goose. Makes sense? That is a mindset that I would like you to have as we are thinking about scaling and growing a business. This is exactly what you do with your team members too. So I told you I'll talk about a couple of things that you could do to help your team to perform better. And before that, I told you that I need to explain what is mistake of management intuition. The example that I gave you, it kind of gave it away a little bit. But mistake of management intuition is management thinks that we need to maximize resources. Okay, so maximization of resources is the idea of management. Generally speaking, this is an American idea, right? Well, when I say we, I'm American citizen, so we think that we need to get the best productivity out of our people, the best productivity out of everything. That is not the most long-term selfish way. That is not the most long-term thing. Because if you are to get the best, what you should do is you should open the goose and then get the goal that is almost half done on the same first day. That's how it should work, right? If you're trying to maximize resources, then you're like, oh my gosh, I need to maximize my resources. I need to make a lot of money. I'm paying them salary. I should get return on investment. Absolutely. That's what I teach. I help people in 14 different countries to help them grow their business. So I understand what you're talking about. But pay attention to this. There are two types of resources in the world. There is a human resource management. There is a human resource management. Then there is a system resource. Let's call it a non-human resource management. Okay, two different things. The non-humans don't have emotions. I mean, at least for now, right? For now, there is no emotion for the non-human resources. So when it comes to non-human resources, you need to maximize your efficiency. Do you see the distinction there? You could have short-term greed and long-term greed. This is a distinction that most Americans are missing, most American companies are missing, most politicians are missing, right? Most influencers are missing. When it comes to machines and equipments and softwares and systems, you need to be maximizing the efficiency of the systems. You need to do your best to maximize the efficiency of systems when it comes to resources, non-human resources, right? When it comes to human resources, you need to optimize the human performance. Do you see that? When it comes to goose, with the golden egg, it's a living species. It has emotion. So what we need to figure out, we need to optimize. What is the difference between maximization and optimization? I'll explain that in a second. But the idea is to, let me explain that right now then. So the idea is to get long-term effectiveness. Long-term effectiveness. We are not looking for efficiency from people. Yeah, of course they need to be efficient, but that's not enough. We need it to be effective. Like, you might be hearing, like, there are so many companies in the US and all over the world, they're trying to take maximum advantage of its people, and they feel exploited. They feel totally exploited. They're maximizing the resource, and this person cannot even perform. They don't have proper sleep. They're too stressed out. They are too angry at their family. And they come back and they pretend to be performing good, but literally they are not performing really good. So in that itself, think about it. There are two types of workers for simplicity. There are knowledge workers. There are like cookie cutter workers, right? People who do the repeated stuff. When it comes to repeated stuff, you might be able to get away with taking advantage of them. They're doing the same cookie cutter stuff every day. But the reality is, world is getting automated. Those jobs are going to be automated, which means this management strategy of past, of the mistake of intuition of management, which is maximization of human resources, it's going to be an outdated idea starting now, right? People don't see that. People don't think that, because they think that there is only one resource, which is the resource. We have to maximize it. That's not the idea. The idea is, when it comes to systems and procedures and softwares and everything else, we need to maximize for maximum efficiency. When it comes to humans, and when it comes to species that involve emotion, life, then we need to optimize. Don't try to get the maximum from people, right? So that is the biggest mistake managers make all over the world. Now you will be like, oh my gosh, my people are not performing. Okay, one other reason is you are giving them way too much things. There is a possibility that you might be giving way too many things, and they are overwhelmed and they are stressed, and they are not able to perform because they don't have enough sleep. They are stressed out. They're mad at their family. They're mad at the world. If your employees hate Mondays, and this might feel like a normal thing. If employees should hate Mondays, right? No, there are companies where people are excited to go back and work on Mondays. There are companies that I personally know that people are really excited to go back and work on Mondays, because they are like, this company engages me. There are numerous companies like that in the world. So if your employees think that Monday is the worst day in the world, and if they have stress the day before on Saturday because they have to deal with you, you're not winning the long term game, unfortunately. Okay, so let's accept that. So you want to be long term greedy. So let's conclude by saying a couple of things you could do. One is that, make sure that, so we are talking about what are the things that we could do to avoid the mistake of management intuition. The management intuition is, oh, let's get the maximum from people, let's take advantage of them. They are dependent on me. We pay them salary. Let's take advantage of them any way, shape or form, right? Any way I could take advantage of them, let's take advantage. That's the mistake of management intuition. We shouldn't sell them fully. We shouldn't sell them fully, in a sense. We shouldn't uh, take everything from them, right? They have a life. They have humans. They are humans. They have personal life. So make sure, the first thing that you would do is make sure that they get one day off. And this might be like some countries, they're like, okay, I mean, it's guaranteed. I mean, government regulates that they get one day off. Okay, so in that case, don't disturb them. Give them that time, possibly 2 days if that's possible, depending upon your country, right? So, but at least one day you shouldn't disturb them, even if they are your assistant, they are your like senior people. Doesn't matter. There are so many CEOs who would reach to their employees on Sundays and then ask them for this information, especially people that are close to them. For example, I have CEOs who reach out to their executive assistants on Sundays unnecessarily, asking them, oh, give me this graph, give me that graph. And there was one time, actually, like probably this was like 7 years ago. This executive, I mean, I was working for a company. I don't want to disclose the company detail. I mean, you could probably Google and find out. I don't know. But the bottom line is, the CEO of the company said, let's trust her out so much that she decided, you know what, she was so mad. She was like really tired. She was really stressed. She was really anxious. And then this person is calling her Sunday, some weird time when she was totally sick, asking them, hey, did you post that thing on some website for a job position? She said, I couldn't do it. And then she kept on annoying. And that person was calling this, let's say, monster.com or career builders or some company. They told that person that, oh my gosh, if I'm so mad, I'm going to go kill this guy, something like that. And the thing about the story, when something like this, the thing about it is, if somebody hear that there is a threat like that in the US, the rule is they have to inform the police. So she said that and she went to sleep. Okay, she was tired. She went to sleep. So now, so now everybody is thinking that, okay, this person is going to go and actually shoot the CEO, right? That's not the case. She's a very innocent woman. She was like too overwhelmed. And and what happened was, the police came to the office right away. Police went to her home, and now she's investigated if she's actually threat. Is she going to kill the CEO or something like that? And and she called me and she's like, Rubel, this is the situation. What do I do? Okay. So me and a couple of friends, we trained her to because she's going to be investigated. She's going to be brought to police, and the police is going to investigate them. I don't know how to talk to a police, but I calmed her down. I told her, hey, this is how you tell them, to show that you are very calm, and this is what you do. And I guided her step by step and walked her through the entire thing, and nobody did nothing to her. She was fine. So the bottom line is, like, humans have their life. If somebody is sick, they are sick. If somebody is tired, they are tired. If somebody cannot perform, they cannot perform. No means no, right? So it just like you have a personal life that you enjoy, they have a personal life. You respect your employees' personal life, which means that don't call them on odd hours unless it's pre-agreed. Don't think that they work for you 24 hours. Give them day off every day. In a sense, every night they have some time, they could be turned off, right? Just because you're a smaller company doesn't mean that you could call anybody anytime, right? So respect their time, respect their privacy, and give them some time. Second thing is, don't overload them. And of course, get optimum is not the right word, optimum performance from them. You should have systems in place to measure their performance, where you would be asking them, hey, what did you do today? What are the 3 results you have for today? You ask them, and then they have to send it to you every day. You could review that. And if you're not satisfied with that, you could have a one-on-one with them and ask them, hey, how could you increase your performance? I'm not getting exactly what I wanted. I wanted you to perform these 3 things every day, which you're not. Can you make sure that you fix this? You can do that. But just because you don't have a measurement system to measure if they are working efficiently, don't overload them. If you overload them, that means that nothing gets done. Imagine you have like 20 things to do. How many things do you get done? Nothing, right? But if you have 3 things to do, then you'll get all of the 3 done. Same thing with your employees, right? Which is the second thing. And third thing is trust them, right? And there is like 2 levels to trust. One is you trust them that they are going to do the right thing, right? Trust them and hire only people you could trust. And if they lie to you, you should fire them, right? So which means you cannot trust them anymore. So if employees or team members that you cannot trust, fire them. That's what you do. But if it's possible for you to trust them and keep them. If you cannot trust an employee, don't keep them. You're wasting their time. They are wasting your time. You are both wasting each other's time, right? So stop doing that. So if you trust them, do I blindly trust them? No, you don't blindly trust them. You trust them and you verify. You have systems in place. See, maximization of systems. You have systems in place, reporting systems or any other systems in place that will keep them accountable and know that you could actually verify their result as well. So blind trust, that is not the answer. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you should trust them and verify at the same time. It's part of the same coin. So one side is trust, other side is verify. You make sure and verify they're performing too. That's how you fix the mistake of management intuition. That's how you fix the mistake of management intuition. So if you don't know about me, if you're hearing me for the first time, we help businesses in like several countries to help them grow their bottom line to the next level, help them scale to the next level. If you are interested in being in one of our workshops, one of our training, one of our engagement that is conducted in different parts of the world, just put a comment below or put a comment below. And if you're curious about it, go visit my website, rubelchandra.com, and sign up to get my productivity training. And I look forward to seeing you in one of our seminars that are conducted in different parts of the world. If you're curious about it, go check our website, rubelchandra.com. And then if you have something announced, you will see that there. Keep checking periodically because we do events in different countries. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you sometime in person. But the bottom line is, make sure that you trust your people. Okay, and make sure that you verify. Make sure that you give them time off, real time off, and make sure that you take care of them just like you take care of yourself. All right, have an amazing day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.
You had to go through some crazy experience in your life. I understand that, but you can change that today.